Reid, earlier in the program, you mentioned premises liabilities. It's just where something happens, where there is an accident. And the case of Daly, this happened at one of those big box stores. Daly was shopping there, and get this, a TV fell on Daly. Daly was trying to get a box off of the shelf. Another box came down, crunched the neck and the back. Nobody apparently was watching or saw it happen. So what evidence would Daly need to prove that it did in fact happen?
Well, the first thing is that she or he, I'm not sure, would need to file an incident report or make an incident report at the store. And then the very, very important thing to do is file a spoliation letter. A spoliation letter is something that prevents the at-fault party from destroying any evidence. And so there's more than likely in these big box stores, there's going to be some video somewhere that has that angle. And that is going to be extremely important, because in premise liability, just because you're hurt or just because something happens doesn't mean that the store is at fault. There is an assumption of the risk type situation. And this is what's going to be good about being back in the studio. So I could ask a follow-up question. Were they reaching above? Were they, a higher rack or a higher level? Did they have to climb a shelf to get to this other box? Was the TV on a shelf that was higher and you're pulling a lower box and it falls and it's the shelf that is malfunctioned? So a lot of that comes into play, and we just don't know what those answers are yet. But the main two things are, you make an incident report. If it doesn't matter if somebody saw you or not, that puts the company on notice that something did happen, and then talk to a premise liability attorney to get a spoliation letter out immediately, because once that video is gone, you're out of luck. And you got to preserve that video, because as you're bringing the case, you have the burden. You have to prove it. And without that video, it's going to be very, very difficult.